Hello and welcome to the Gin Weekly Update for Friday, March 31st, 2017. I'm Joel Yeast. As we exit March like a lamb, as they say, we're excited about some of the things coming up in the Global Information Network for you. As we continue the gift tour, Global Information Freedom Tour, we have the April version of the Gin Report, which is coming out. As a matter of fact, it's out now. Look for a Club 712 update, plus an article on the Mortar Farm. Gift updates, French Corner with Jean-Luc and Aline. Information on the Global Freedom Fest in Montreal, and so much more. Look for the Gin Report for April, out now. A story for you I want to tell. Years ago, I was having a conversation with one of my mentors, someone you know well. It was about a challenge that I was having. I was worrying too much about the future and issues that could arise and things that I didn't even know about yet. And I still didn't have the confidence in myself to be a leader. And he said, don't worry about what can happen in a year or 6 months or even in a week. Just focus on today. Focus on now. Is what you're doing today getting you closer to where you want to be tomorrow? It made me think of a story in the Bible, a verse that says, therefore do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. Even Buddha said, never forget yesterday, but always live for today, because you never know what tomorrow can bring or what it can take away. Most importantly, he said, know that you have the strength within you. Remember one of the first things that we learned in this club. We learned this together. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, either way, you're right. When I was about 8 or 9 years old, I got a model car, one of those that you put together with glue and it has decals. It was this beautiful red Ford Mustang. My older brother, John, had been building models for about a year or so, so in my mind, he was the expert. And I asked him to help me. Sure, he said, go ahead. You get it ready, and I'll be right up to help you. So I got everything ready. I took it out of the box, I unwrapped everything, and dumped all the packages out on the table, and I got it all ready to go. And a few minutes went by. He still wasn't there. Well, he must be watching the end of Scooby-Doo or something, so I'll just wait for him. I thought, well, why don't I get a little farther ahead? I'll set all the red pieces to one side, and all the engine parts I'll put in the middle, and the wheels and the axles and tires and all that I'll put to the other side. Put the decals over here, and the glue to my upper left. And I waited. Where was he? This is something that he wanted to help me with, but I can go a little bit further. This is clearly the hood of the car, so it must be, go right here, attach it to the body. Of course, the wheels get attached to the axles, and I can go ahead and do that while I wait. And I can kind of put the doors on, because none of those things really require any glue. When it comes to the glue, I can wait for him. He's the expert. Well, it's really not that hard. I can go ahead and maybe glue a few of the things together. I'll wait for the engine parts. That's harder. This looks pretty easy. This goes here, and I can read the instructions on the other part. Let me see if I can work with the engine. If I look at the instructions, this clearly goes here, just a little bit of glue on there. I think I might be able to do that. It takes a steady hand, but if you go slowly enough, you can get it. Well, the next thing I knew, I had the entire car virtually put together, a beautiful red Mustang that I could put on my shelf. I was so proud. I left my room to go tell my brother, and there he was, just standing at the doorway, watching me put the whole thing together, knowing all along that I could do it myself. When we have faith in ourselves, the faith that others have in us, we can certainly be surprised, and we can surprise ourselves and other people. One accomplishment leads to another, which leads to another. Success builds confidence. We have a lot of various mentors throughout our lives that can teach us. But one of the things that they teach us is about ourselves, about who we are. When I give a quote, that means something different to you than it does to me, than it does to Diane or anybody else. Sometimes the greatest mentor we have is in us all along, and it just needs to be brought out. Believe in yourself. That's the first person who believes in you. That's the weekly update for Friday, March 31st, 2017. My name is Joel Yeast. I'll see you again next week.